I believe it comes from atrophy of the prefrontal cortex, because owning a dog means that many of the habits of having a prefrontal cortex get thrown out the window so you can participate in dog ownership. So let's look at some of the functions of the prefrontal cortex so that we can decide whether or not dog ownership goes right along with these habits or if it makes us not use these habits. Okay, controlling your behavior and impulses. Dog owners are not good at that. They have to constantly have recognition for their dog. The dog itself cannot control its behavior and impulses, so the human owner has to constantly intervene with the dog. So there is one way.
They can't control their impulses and behavior because they constantly give their dogs recognition? That's fucking stupid. Just because they care for their dogs does not mean they can control their impulses and behavior well. In fact, some of them control them well. Also, using your logic, does that mean cat owners can't control their impulse and behavior well because they give their cats recognition? Does that mean people with kids can't control their impulse and behavior well because they give recognition to their kids? And remember, this is your logic.
What's next? Delaying instant gratification. Dog owners cannot do that. They have to constantly give their dogs treats, constantly take selfies. Look at me, I have a dog. Most people, when they're hanging around their dog, they're constantly needing to pet the dog, rub on the dog. Anytime you see a video, it's always people just rubbing the dog. They can't.
Okay, you're both right and wrong. You're right because some people do constantly give their dogs treats and constantly take selfies with their dogs. But the key word is some. Because there are other people who don't constantly give their dogs treats, and there are plenty of people who have dogs but do not constantly post about them. Also, the treat and belly rubbing thing is irrelevant, since it's just people caring for their pets. Again.
So what's next? Regulating your emotions. In the dog culture, people have trouble with this too. They're always having their heartstrings pulled. Like, oh, look at this poor dog, adopt this dog. This poor dog was abandoned. He just needs his forever home. Everybody is constantly worried about, oh my God, this dog needs help. This dog needs help. And you see this also when someone speaks to a dog owner about, hey, that abandoned dog that you see on Instagram was actually put in place to pull your heartstrings. It wasn't actually abandoned. They're just trying to get it adopted.
The reason why people get concerned with a dog's well-being is because they have this little something called empathy. Having empathy does not mean you have trouble with regulating your emotions. And I know I did a similar comparison before in the video, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Do cat owners have problems regulating their emotions because they have empathy for cats? Quick answer.
No! Yeah, people that are wrapped up in dog love, they lack all of this. Like an example is, there'll be a video on how to do something with your dog, like keep it out of the living room during parties. And you'll watch these videos, and in the background will be a bunch of crates and dog gates. They won't say, hey, put the dog in a crate and give it some food. They will come up with 100 different ways to speak and baby talk the dog and give it treats. It's just a lack of creativity, a lack of intuition, curiosity. You ever talk to a dog owner about statistics that you looked up about dogs and how they can trip you and make you fall? They're not going to be curious about that at all. If it doesn't have to do with baby talking their dog or spoiling their dog, none of this is interesting. Music and artist ability, yeah, they like to look at turds on their lawn. And people even post up pictures of dog turds on Valentine's Day and say, oh, my dog gave me this little present. And they shape the turd in the shape of a heart. That is not artistic. That is not musical.
Okay, what the actual fuck are you talking about? Like, seriously? They won't tell you how to put the dog in a crate and will come up with 100 ways to baby talk the dog? My guy, you are literally just making shit up at this point. Because I decided to search how to put a dog in a crate, and none of those videos fit that description at all. In fact, they actually do tell you how to put them in the crate. Also, the reason why they're not interested in the fact that dogs can trip you is because they already fucking know. Like, it's blatantly obvious. Oh, and on the turd thing, I decided to go on a few dog-loving pages and did not spot anything turd related. Like, I think it's one of those things you have to search to find, and you obviously searched for that. So, is this something you're not telling us, buddy? Also, you were the last person to be calling anything not creative when all you do is bitch, moan, and make assumptions on dogs while making these dumpster fire videos.
Okay, so what do you guys think? Do you think the prefrontal lobe of dog owners is just getting atrophied? I really think it is.
Yeah, 'cause you're full of shit.